came in from different partners today. It is slightly different than the one in your pack. And so please listen and you'll be able to hear the changes. The Paris Symposium on Conflict-Sensitive Education. Declaration. We, the participants of the High Level Symposium, co-organized by the Interagency Network for Education in Emergencies and the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization, International Institute for Education Planning in Paris, are concerned about the long-term impact that conflicts have on girls, boys, young women and men, and particularly on the delivery of quality education. Aware that education is not neutral and can either mitigate or exacerbate conflicts, and of the critical need to strengthen education systems to effectively address conflicts and their dynamics. Committed to supporting children's and youth's access to safe and quality education in conflict-affected and fragile contexts that meet the INEE minimum standards for education, and motivated to promote a common approach to conflict-sensitive education that supports national education goals and contributes to education for all goals. We, therefore, reaffirm that education is a human right that needs to be guaranteed and protected in situations of emergency and fragility. Assert that the development and implementation of education policies and programs need to be sensitive to conflict or the risk of conflict. Affirm that education policies and programs need to support the prevention of violence and the development of competencies for responsible citizenship, conflict transformation, and resilience. Encourage governments responsible for education in collaboration with partners to ensure appropriate training for teachers and other education personnel, and develop, support, and enable the delivery of education in situations of emergency and fragility that is safe, relevant, equitable, and inclusive for girls and boys, and that results in relevant learning. Emphasize the need for conflict and crisis-sensitive education to be included in the post-2015 development agenda and to support the eradication of poverty and sustained economic, social, and political stability and development for all. Welcome the development of tools for conflict and crisis-sensitive education policies and programs by INEE, such as the Guidance Note on Conflict-Sensitive Education and the Reflection Tool for Designing and Implementing Conflict-Sensitive Education Programs, as well as other organizations, and recommend that governments responsible for education, in collaboration with partners, use and disseminate the INEE guiding principles on integrating conflict sensitivity in education policy and programming in conflict-affected and fragile contexts. I would like those of you who would like to endorse the declaration to rise. Thank you all. We would have one comment from the delegation from Canada, and we can't take any more comments around the endorsement.
Bonjour à tous. Canada welcomes this declaration. Aujourd'hui, le Canada se joint aux pays qui appuient cette déclaration. Par ce geste, le Canada réaffirme sa détermination d'améliorer l'accès à l'éducation de base, particulièrement pour les filles, y inclus dans les pays touchés par conflit. Depuis le début du réseau Interagences pour l'éducation en situation d'urgence, le Canada soutenait le réseau. Aujourd'hui, 13 ans après sa fondation, le réseau a montré au monde ce qui peut arriver lorsque les gouvernements, la société civile et les organisations multilatérales se réunissent pour appuyer un enjeu. Le réseau a fait un effort concerté pour contribuer à la sensibilisation de la communauté internationale et pour assurer un accès équitable aux enfants et jeunes en situation d'urgence et conflit. Canada has also been a strong supporter of the INEE's Working Group on Education and Fragility since the beginning. We are pleased that the working group is continuing to play a key role in supporting access to quality education for girls and boys in conflict-affected countries. Quality, appropriate education, in this case, means integrating attention to conflict. The Canadian International Development Agency, CIDA, has significant education programming in conflict-affected states. In Afghanistan, for example, CIDA has supported more than 145,000 children, mostly girls, to go to school in safe learning environments. As we move forward, the INEE tools will be a useful resource to work with developing country partners to help us achieve stronger education results for children and youth. Merci à tous. Thank you.
Thank you. During tonight's reception, we will provide an opportunity to actually sign on the dotted line to endorse. And we know that there will be agencies, governments, and organizations that are not able to sign on tonight due to organizational strictures. We welcome endorsement in the future as you are able. We also encourage further discussion on conflict-sensitive education in fora such as the upcoming European Union meeting on education and development, which will be happening in May. And to ensure that the declaration makes a difference, we will be developing an implementation document to support the declaration, and we'll be asking for your inputs to that implementation document tonight. Things like capacity development, funding, other background, foundational and fundamental components are needed to make sure this work goes forward. So I ask that during the reception, you go to the table and you write your ideas on cards that we will have so that we can include them in the implementation document. In addition, we need one or more champions to move this work forward. And we will be very eager to talk with you if you would like to become one of those champions for conflict-sensitive education. If you're interested, please see anyone from INEE or IIEP at the reception tonight, or please tag us outside. On behalf of INEE, I want to thank each and every one of you for your commitment to this work and to peace and equality through education. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for actually a wonderful afternoon of reflection and sharing on conflict-sensitive education. We have an opportunity now to go upstairs to the 7th floor and to enjoy a concert presented by Peter Yarrow. Some of you may know his name better as the first third of Peter, Paul and Mary a long time ago. For the younger folk in the room, I think you'll enjoy the concert as well, those who don't remember him directly. Please pick up your coats on the way. There will be a cloakroom upstairs. Please be quick because we need to get started as quickly as possible. We're running a little late. We'd like to get started by 6:30 with the concert, and there will be a reception afterwards. Thank you.